Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exile Magpie.
Hello.
This is take two.
Take two, because Windows.
The Windows decided to fuck me over.
In the middle of recording,
yeah.
which we didn't realise until we finished recording.
Yay.
Thanks, Windows. Do you understand why there's this distinct, distrust of Microsoft?
So, anyway, we shall move on and get on with this quickly. Not massive news that happened over the last couple of weeks. Well, last couple of weeks. This has been about 2 weeks now.
There's been a fair bit of disappointing news for fans of certain things.
Yes, but other than that, nothing new.
Nothing ground shaking. Or there's nothing really.
Tell you what has been ground shaking. The final episode of Attack on Titan came out.
Oh my god, is it finally over?
It is over.
It's finished.
It's finished.
We're not going to have the meme of the final part 6.
No.
Episode.
The final season, part 1, part 2.
Final season, part 1, section 5, option G.
It's finished now. It's done.
It's finally done.
It's a big deal, with.
I know Attack on Titan's been going on for years.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just like Attack on Titan's like a really big IP.
It is. Well,
Make it an Attack on Titan game.
I know.
I'm just saying, because they were really good.
They were good.
So, we shall get on with the news. Obviously, this has been a couple of weeks. I've had some work issues, so...
Well, yeah, that's the reason why there wasn't a recording last week.
Yeah.
Because you were literally working dawn till dusk every day.
Yeah, pretty much. But we shall get on with it. Let's go. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 is anything but masterful.
Yes, because, Konami has to Konami. It's just such a... This is such an easy W they could have had.
Oh, yeah.
This is what annoys the hell out of me.
So... Much has already been said about the woeful state of Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. I love how the fact is this is Volume 1.
Well, yeah, because we all know the game plan. The game plan is Volume 2 will be...
4, 5, 6?
Well, there isn't a 6, but probably portable ops.
No, you could have 4, then you could have the game in between 4 and 5.
Yeah, but that's basically 5.
Yeah, I know.
Ground Zeroes.
Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, no, that's 5. Everyone considers that as like the
prologue. Part of 5.
The prologue to 5.
I guarantee they'll release it as one on its own.
I know they will, but they shouldn't because it is literally the fucking same.
So the idea is certainly enticing on paper. For £50, $60, Konami promises us 7 main entries in the series in one package for current gen and last gen consoles plus PC. The content here is not the issue. We get the PS1 Classic with the VR missions packs included. We get the PS2 Sons of Liberty and the PS3 Snake Eater with enhancements from the latest Substance and Substitute versions.
Yeah, which came with Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it says. And sweeten the deal, there is an MSX2 releases of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. While both NES Metal Gears make a rare appearance too for a series collection that takes us from the series inception in 1987 right up to Metal Gear Solid 3 in 2004, with room for a Master Collection Volume 2 to expand beyond that.
It might actually, Master Volume 2 might actually also have Metal Gear Revengeance.
Ooh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, would they have to get Platinum's permission to do it? I don't know.
No, because I'm pretty sure it's still the IP is still owned by
Konami.
Yeah. Because it's like it's in the same sense of Bloodborne, whereas FromSoft made Bloodborne, but Sony owns the IP and owns the actual thing. It's basically Sony went to FromSoft and said, "Make us a game. Here's the money." That's basically what happened.
FromSoft went, "Sure,
okay."
Apparently,
speaking of that, FromSoft are working on another PlayStation exclusive. Oh, yes, indeed, indubitably.
Yes.
It is rumoured though, so...
Is those rumours included with Lovecraftian horror type elements, and a very, very fast combat system.
I would really, really like it. Okay, back onto Metal Gear. There are missions, of course, but it would have been enough if each game had been ported to current gen consoles. There we go. There's my tablet being my tablet. I need a new tablet, man. There we go. It's because of the ads, and my tablet just because it's old. It's like 10 years old now.
It doesn't want to run the ads.
It just doesn't want to run the ads. I understand tablet, but unfortunately, you have to, because websites don't like it when you don't. Where is it? But it would have been enough if each game had ported to current gen consoles with the love and attention they deserved. But sadly, this isn't the reality. Regardless of which platform you buy the Master Collection on, and despite some admittedly nice extras on the front end, this release could and should have been so much more. Yeah, basically, they just haven't done any work on it. Not really. They've just ported it.
There's been no improvements.
Yeah, it's basically they've ported the Blue Point remasters of the game that came out on the PS3.
Yeah, which is very disappointing.
That's basically what these are.
Because that's 2 generations ago.
Apart from Snake Eater. Because Snake Eater wasn't, remastered.
Yeah, no, but it's not right. So the Metal Gear Solid Collection that was released on the PS3 and Xbox 360, I believe, was Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops.
Yeah.
And Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah. Yeah, but if I remember correctly, Portable Ops got an upgrade from Blue Point.
It got
2 got a little bit of an upgrade from
it got a 1080p.
Yeah,
upgrade.
that's what I mean. But I'm pretty sure Metal Gear Solid 3 didn't really get.
I think it did, because I think it didn't get a frame rate improvement or anything. It was just an upscaled.
A better quality of life, stuff. Yeah.
No, what we got was basically the one that came with the Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. That's what we got. So yeah, there's no real major improvements, and to be honest, I wouldn't even want major improvements. Just to make it shinier and probably run faster and that.
Yeah, the thing is, when you think about it, they're asking you to spend 50 quid. 50 quid to 60 quid, right?
Yeah.
On something that really they haven't done any work on.
Yeah.
That's
the
problem
same
here.
product almost.
That's really the problem. If they had gone, give us a tenner and we'll give you these all in one big bundle, then yeah.
20
at a push.
20 money because it is Metal Gear Solid 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Probably 20, 25 quid, but they're asking 50.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I think
I
that's
would
I would
have liked sort of some a little bit of improvement, some work put into it.
They really should have done work, even if they'd just done work for the PC versions.
Yeah, because the PC version doesn't have a full screen.
It doesn't. You can only play it in window mode. I think you can play free. The treatment of the PC versions. Both Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 run at the same fixed 720p resolution on PC, with no graphics menu to boost the resolution. Though there are user workarounds, in other words, mods. It's disappointing stuff, especially given Konami's suggestions before release that these games might target 1080p. In truth, it's disappointing to see how bare bones the final results are. As much as I would like to say, I can't believe they've done this.
It is Konami.
This does not surprise me.
It is
in
Konami.
the least. It's like
we are very disappointed, but not surprised.
Yeah. I understand everybody being disappointed.
Especially the way they marketed it. It was going to be this is going to be.
We're going to spruce it up.
We're going to spruce it up. We're going to give. It won't be. It's not a massive graphical. It's not a remaster per se, but. When they were talking about it, people justifiably thought, we're going to have full screen for PC. We're going to have a whole bunch of quality of life probably done, and the end product is meh. Nope. You're going to get the exact same game that we released.
We're just putting it over
PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 with no improvements whatsoever. And we're not even going to give PC players the standards that were for PC players at the time of that launch. Because I'm pretty sure full screen for PC games was a standard thing by then.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, how?
I am a little bit nervous now with the release of this. I'm a little bit nervous now, especially with all the praise that we've been putting on
Konami. Yeah,
we've been giving them praise.
I'm
a little bit worried about Silent Hill 2 now.
Yeah,
because that's the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh,
Konami.
The one saving grace is that it's not Konami who's actually making the game.
Yeah, Konami. It's a bit like Blue Point with Demon Souls.
Yeah. God, I love that game.
You know, Blue Point took Demon Souls and then they basically spruced everything up, but they built it from scratch themselves. And FromSoft were the ones that basically just said, "Hey, yeah, you can do that." And this seems a similar sort of situation with Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
With the people, I think it's the people who did Soma.
Yeah.
Are working on it, so that's a little bit more of a not credence. That gives it a little bit more leeway into like giving them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. But still, it is Konami, and Konami will always be Konami, and Konami are the worst.
I am nervous about the new Silent Hill game though, because the AR one. The one on the phone?
Yes.
It's not very good.
It's not. It's very, 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 very bad.
It's not very good. So I'm a little bit worried about the new one. As much as I like the with the reveal trailer that I did, I like the whole ambience and everything. I'm a little bit worried.
The thing with I can't remember what they're calling it, but the new Silent Hill game is we haven't. Apart from that reveal trailer, we've seen nothing.
I don't think we'll see anything for a while.
I don't think we'll see anything until at least after Silent Hill 2 gets launched, which is beginning of next year?
Yeah.
And even then, like, we'll probably see very little of actual gameplay, because that's probably a game that is like 2-3 years out. Talking now, still. So, but yeah, to all the Silent Hill fans, I can,
just hunker down, people.
Hope it's good, but just be prepared for it to stink. And it's just very, 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 very disappointing. It's like, for the love of God, it's such an easy W. All you had to do. Hell, us Metal Gear Solid fans, we're not that picky. You just give us a Master Collection which runs really well. Upgrade to 60. Give us, just
do the bare minimum.
Do the bare minimum. Give us a whole bunch of, especially on PC, 60 frames or uncapped, and give us a whole bunch of resolution options. Can't be that hard. It's not that hard to please us. We understand you're never going to make a decent Metal Gear Solid game ever again, because the remake of 3 is still just a remake of 3. Just such an easy W.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing that worries me as well. Is like, it's such an easy W Konami could have had, and they go and they don't just fumble the ball. They pass it to the opposition. They're not in that like, we're gonna throw it 20 yards and it's again. No. They just pick the ball up and give it to them.
Yeah, they just walk along and just hand it to them.
Yeah, they just hand the ball to them. It's like, God, just again. We offer our services to the board of any AAA game industry. We will save you money, because the money you save from for us telling you not to do bullshit will cover the cost of our fees, which will probably be less than half the board that are sitting on it. But anyway, just 1 year. We just asked for 1 year.
1 year.
1 year, Konami.
Come on.
1 year. Well, you don't Konami everything.
I believe you Konami. Next year's your year. Come on, Konami. You can do this. You just gotta reach. And grab that bar. Grab the bar. Just don't pull it down. Just, do.
And then from one disappointment.
Into one that generally hurts. So, if you don't know, and if you don't know, then you're not part of the YouTube gaming part, and if you're not,
How did you find
Why
this?
are you here?
Generally, put it down in the comments. We'd like to know.
Bungie are they're going through some shit right now.
Yes, the fan base are literally almost in open revolt.
The player count is
hemorrhaging
down quite significantly. They've had to do layoffs. The final they came out not that long ago saying that people should curb their
enthusiasm for the
expectations
for the final shape, which is a giant ass red flag on the lines of they're not going to be Final Fantasy 14, they're going to be Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Their revenue expectations they missed their expectation by 45%, which is very bad.
Which means they either oversold.
I mean, you could look at it and go, well, I mean, at least it's not 50. I think that's probably the only positive you can take from that.
Yes, but that means either A, they underperformed, or B, which is probably more likely, the sales team or the people in the board of directors or the management who have come from the sales team oversold their product by a large margin. This is why you need people who actually make the thing to be part of the management team, because the salespeople don't know jack fucking shit.
Yeah. So, is a lot of the annoying thing with this is it's kind of confusing because like Bungie are saying that we don't have the money and all this sort of stuff, and yet they're building a new building.
They're building a new building.
Yeah, they're building a new office.
They're making a new game, which
means
more resources.
I mean, to put it this way, I do feel bad for the developers because like those with everything that's going on at Bungie at the moment, like they are stretched thin, right? They've got Destiny 2, the final shape coming up.
Yeah.
So they're going to be going hell for leather on that. They've got the people working on Marathon.
Yeah.
So they need that to be successful with the amount of hype that they're putting into it. With them being owned by Sony now, part of their thing is that they are to help Sony build a live service thing.
Yeah.
So they're doing that as well. So I generally feel bad for the people for the lower ranks because it's just like, Jesus Christ, how much are you doing?
And also, how much of a choice do you have? The answer is probably zero, zilch, and nada.
The other part is a part of me. There's another part of me that's just like, especially with the gaming media, because the gaming media, when something was going well with Bungie, they just said Bungie.
Yeah.
Right, but now
Bungie's Destiny 2.
Yeah, and all of a sudden things are going bad, and it's like, Sony's Bungie. It's like, hold on,
Bungie owned by Sony.
It's not. You can't say, it's Sony's Bungie when
things go bad.
Things go bad, because all you're doing is you're just blaming Sony.
Yeah,
and we don't. You don't. Well, actually, no, we do know. It's this. Everything that's going on with Bungie right now really has nothing to do, other than the fact that Sony obviously want them to help build their live services. The other stuff has nothing to do with Sony.
Yeah, like for example, the stupidity of the Eververse at the moment.
Yeah,
with the fact that the battle pass
the way they
the monetization of the game is
awful. It's
absolutely terrible. It is as bad, if not worse, than Activision Blizzard.
To understand how badly monetized Destiny 2 is, you just have to go to the Steam page.
I know.
That's all you gotta do.
It is.
You just go to the Steam page and you just look at it. And number one, everything's overpriced. To be fair, and then secondly, you don't even know where to start.
You're taught right. The thing also with Destiny, it is on the level of Paradox's grand strategy games.
Yeah.
Right. And the difference with that is the thing is though is like, and people complain about the Paradox stuff because it is expensive. There's a lot of things to buy, etc., etc., etc. But the difference between Paradox, and I'm not saying that it's a perfect system, it isn't. You know, there are justifiable complaints about it. But the difference between the Paradox stuff and Destiny is how much of the expansions that fundamentally change key components of the gameplay. They don't, do they?
No, they're just expansions.
Yeah, they're just expansions. While with Paradox, you know, there's the expansion they release, and alongside that is an update for free, which does a bunch of other changes. So there is content behind the paywall.
Yeah.
But there's still fundamental changes to the.
So kind of like the way Cyberpunk's done it. So like.
Yeah, that is actually a very good example. Like
because you can still play Cyberpunk 2.0 basically.
Yeah, you play Cyberpunk 2.0.
You just can't play the story of.
You can't play Phantom
Liberty
and all the content behind that. It's the same way with. Paradox's stuff with like Crusader Kings 3 and I think the most recent one is Heart of Iron 4.
The question for this though for me is like, are they charging you like an arm and a leg for these? Like how expensive are these?
15 quid.
Right, and when you think the Destiny expansions,
oh yeah, they're at least 20.
They're 30. 20 or 30.
Oh yeah.
Like even for the old ones, like Forsaken is still like 30 quid.
I'm pretty sure I'll have to look back at the Steam's page store for like some of the Paradox stuff, but I'm pretty sure they do drop the price eventually of them like to about 5 or 10. But again, that's just me speculating.
But like Destiny, Forsaken is still like 30 quid.
Yeah, you have to spend like,
and it's just like. That Forsaken's like
2 years old. 3 years
older than that.
3 years old actually, I think.
I think it's older. I think it's about 4.
Well, Witch Queen is a year. Yeah, no, it'll be like 4 years. 4 years old.
Yeah.
Jesus.
4 years old, and you're still asking.
And you're asking full price.
I'm asking for pretty much full price for it. We've had you've had the launch of Lightfall, which was just. To say it was a disappointment is understating like how bad it was.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game per se.
I think also the problem was it followed on from Witch Queen, which was
to go from Witch Queen to Lightfall is pretty much going from basically if we didn't have like the Rise of Iron in between the Taken King and Destiny 2.
Ouch.
That's literally that's literally how bad it is what I would say. To go from that to that straight.
Oh, ouch.
It is a very big drop off.
Yeah, it is a very big drop off. But also like the current gameplay loop doesn't look very appealing. I mean, yeah, the gunplay is always going to be good because it's the one thing Bungie has nailed down to a T is the gunplay. Like your heavy light machine guns, they like some of them are just they sound amazing. But the problem is that you're still just going around shooting things. There's not much variation, if you know what I mean.
So, as we know, all this has happened with Bungie and the layoffs, but there are a couple of things, a few more things that have come out. Basically, it's just a little patch notes. It's from the guy who, it's from Forbes, which was where the original basically
story.
They're just updating on things going on. So, here's additional context to everything that's happened this week and what's potentially ahead through the course. There are no guarantees with everything in flux now. Okay, so these are things that have happened. Management have said other levels were looked at to avoid layoffs when employees asked if one lever was executive compensation. They were told no, and that it would not happen at the company. Update from that post-publication. Bungie responded saying that CEO Pete Parsons and some other executives previously forfeited annual bonuses before the layoffs, but staff was not informed this happened until yesterday. The sum total of the bonuses given up is not clear.
They could have took a pay cut.
No one is blaming Sony for this, even management. Some employees were told that if the Sony buyout did not happen, that with current Destiny 2 performance, the studio itself would have been in jeopardy if they were still independent. Now, this goes into not that long ago, there was an article about Sony actually giving Bungie money so that basically they didn't have to lay anybody off.
Yeah, but also the reports regarding the layoffs originally, I don't think it was from Bungie, but it was the press that made it sound like Sony were the ones. Yeah. And to an extent, considering Sony had been going around a bunch of other studios,
yeah, recently
I can understand the logical jump to that, but clearly it was wrong. Bungie has its like Bungie is unique in the Sony umbrella.
It's a very strange contract that they have.
They have almost like full autonomy almost.
Yeah, they get to kind of do whatever they want.
As long as they do A, B, and C sort of thing. Like, for example, help Sony with
their live services.
I mean, Sony, you just need to give up because it's not working.
Well, the thing is, they don't have a live service out yet, so we don't know. Look, live services can work. It's just the problem is that live services lately they just don't have they're not having the effort put into them.
Yeah,
they're just thinking, we'll just do this
and we'll fix it later,
and then people will just go to the shop and buy things.
Yeah,
and that's not how you need to generally make a good game.
That doesn't work anymore now, like we've been saying. But in regards to like Destiny and its fan base and its player retaining, it's still the same game that it was on launch, and I don't mean the same game when it launched Destiny 2. I'm on about Destiny 1. When Destiny 1 launched, this is still the same game.
I would like to say I would like to agree to that, but after Witch Queen, it's the same kind of fundamentals, but there isn't enough there to say that it has evolved.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to play Witch Queen.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just playing bog standard Destiny 2, then yeah, it's pretty much the same.
And the amount of money.
If you're playing the free to play mode, or the whatever that is, if you're playing the free to play mode, then yeah, you're not really getting the actual.
Which, by the way, is a scam because, God,
there's nothing to do on the free to play mode. Right. The expensive new building was a separate project that likely would not have saved jobs given the context of when that was drafted and when work started. Similarly, the $1.2 billion in employee retention from Sony was spent long ago. So that's what I brought up before. Often on buying out employees, Bungie shares, which then went to Sony. There's nothing left in that pot to avoid layoffs, which wasn't what it was meant for this late in the transition. And so basically what they're saying there is the
money they made from being
the money that they got from Sony to not lay anybody off, they basically used that to buy shares back off employees.
Of course they
that's what I'm getting from that.
Well, no, I think actually what I think is the money that they've got from Sony to not lay people off, and the money they got when Sony bought them.
Yeah,
it's all gone now.
Oh yeah, it's all gone.
It's all gone. So I'm like, are you? I'm worried that Destiny, Bungie are with Destiny in this vicious cycle of they are losing player base, so they try to squeeze the remaining player base as much as possible, but in doing so, it retracts the player base even more because they get pissed off and they go, no, I'm going to do something else, and then they go and it just they're basically in this vicious cycle of trying to make as much money from the fewer and fewer people as possible, and that those decisions are actually causing more and more people to leave,
probably
forcing them to do even more. And
that sounds about right, to be fair.
And all these decisions, the decisions of like what's in the battle pass and what is in the Eververse and what is available to people who won't pay for that. Their management decisions. They are, and they're the what. That's the problem with the game.
Mm.
The fundamentals of the game is not the problem, even though I've said, it hasn't really evolved too much from when it launched as Destiny 1. The fundamentals are not wrong. They're not bad.
Oh yeah, I would still say that Destiny 2 probably has the best gunplay.
Oh yeah,
going.
Easily.
I don't think there's anybody better than Destiny.
The problem is the fact that I think we've got to a point in the gaming sphere where a lot of people are just now sick and tired of being...
I don't think... Right, what I think the problem is number one, Destiny is a live service. Which isn't really a problem in the sense, because Destiny's always been a live service.
Yes.
But the main problem now is, I think, for Destiny, because it's kind of like what you said, because Destiny hasn't really evolved from much from what it was, this year alone, we have had banger after banger for games.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly. And there are just more and more and more games coming out. And I think people just don't have the time. And so you're getting your diehard Destiny players who are playing Destiny. But if you're somebody like me who is no longer in that space,
yeah,
like I'm playing Lies of P and Laws of Fallen. I don't want to play. I play Destiny. I do the story stuff of the season,
and then that's it.
I get like the exotic if there's an exotic mission to do, and then that's it. Like I don't really do anything. I'm not even like I don't even collect.
And that's the thing with live services. Your end game gameplay loop needs to be not.
I don't even think it's that. I think the problem now for a lot of these games is like if we look at Final Fantasy 14, right? So you get your expansion, right, and about 2 months after that, you get your first big content dump.
Yeah.
Right? Which is new stuff, new story stuff, which starts setting you up for the next big expansion. And it's like every 2 to 3 months you get that.
Yeah.
Right? And you kind of get that with Destiny, but the problem is that it's the same thing.
Over and over again.
So, unlike with Final Fantasy 14 or WoW, because I know WoW does it. WoW did it.
WoW does it, yeah. WoW does it as well.
But with them, it's like, okay, right, so this is your thing. You've got two. This is the story. You can either blast through that in about 3 days, or you can take your time and do it in 2 months, sort of things. Destiny kind of doesn't let you do that, and the problem with it is Destiny gives you you've got this one event for 2 months, and that's it. Right, so you either obviously you've got your dailies to do and your weekly.
Yeah,
stuff
I was about to say.
But like you can get bored if you don't like the event, you are fucked for 2 months. You got nothing to do.
Yeah. I was about to say also the comparison with Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14, Yoshi P has come out and said, he doesn't want people to like log in every day. It's like, no, just play
at your own
pace.
space.
When you come to the end of the story, if you don't want to continue on, that's perfectly fine. The next step will be waiting for you when you decide to jump back in.
Yeah.
Destiny, I don't know. WoW used to be like this. I don't know if it still is. But WoW is you got to do your daily.
Yeah, WoW got to a point of being. I think they kind of like pulled back a bit.
Yeah.
On that with Dragonflight, but
Destiny is still a whole thing of like
Destiny's you've got to come in,
do your dailies, do your weeklies, do your monthlies, and like especially when it's the same thing over and over and over again. Because I remember once when I was playing it, and it was like, oh, you got to do 3 strikes. For your dailies is like your 3 strikes or
weekly.
That was a weekly. But I remember an entire month of doing strikes, and they were the same strike.
Yeah.
For the entire month, it was the same strike over and over. And this wasn't like, oh well, we picked that specific strike. It was like, no, you have to pick random strikes.
Yeah.
And it was the same strike over and over, and you just get fucking bored.
Yeah.
There's no. I think that's one of the major issues. Is like once you get to the end of the story content, the variation.
Yeah.
There isn't any.
Unless you're a dungeon or a raid player.
Yeah.
So,
there is literally.
If you're a solo player on Destiny, there is nothing to do after you've done the story.
And we've not even touched the PvP section.
There's
Crucible is just ignored.
Crucible is garbage. It's just
Crucible
it's a hellhole.
Is an absolute it is an absolute.
And Gambit might as well just not exist.
I feel sorry for Gambit players. I really do, because it's like they are literally the forgotten child. And it's like Gambit has like an actual decent like concept if they could actually do something with it, but it's just like they've had 2 maps.
Oh no, they've got 4.
They've got
4 maps.
Just they haven't had a new one for.
They haven't had a new one in
years.
Well, I think actually since it opened.
Yeah, they haven't had.
It's
like map. For the love of fucking God, you can't even give them a new map. Are you joking? You're taking the piss. Hell, just take. Well, actually, no. That would be I think people would be pissed if they took part of the actual one of the maps, one of the open world maps, and use that. But then again, maybe they're desperate enough that they go, oh my God, it's something new. Holy shit! It's not new, but
we've got. Yeah, it's a sad state at the moment, and I can understand why nobody's really playing Destiny right now. Because there's just nothing. There isn't anything to do, and what I've found is there's a lot more solo players than there are groups now, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, you can find players, and it's just a hassle, and I can't be involved with it. I don't have time.
No,
I don't have time. Like, I just want to play a game. Just let me play a game. But anyway, back to this. Employees are extremely angry with leadership right now and have often communicated that publicly in meetings. Bets were made that did not pay off, but those who made them remain in the company, a fact lost on no one. Yeah, basically that's about... basically, it was a while ago, but you remember not long after Bungie went independent.
Yeah.
And they kind of fucked up on the whole Destiny game. Like, a lot of people were pissed.
Yeah.
And didn't pay it. They tried to do something. It's a while ago, and I can't really remember what they tried to do. I just remember everybody being like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And they've made a couple of decisions like that in the company, and none of them have paid off really that well. And to be fair, they have all been gambles. Like, if they had worked, then yay. But like, to me personally, like, you look at it and you just go, there's like a 20% chance this is going to work. Should we really be doing that?
You're going to piss off the entire Destiny community for potential bumper payday.
Yeah. The final shape. On to stuff to do with the final shape now. The final shape delay was known by some a couple of months ago, but it is happening late enough when there cannot be a 30th anniversary size drop to split the season. As that took around 8 months to build, there will be something in the season 23 gap, though no specifics. So basically, there's going to be another. We're getting an extra season because
the final shape's been put back.
Yeah, which is understandable. They want the final shape not just to be good as Forsaken or the Taken King, but better. So Witch Queen. Hence the good not great feedback that will be polished during a delay. It needs to be the best, and it's viewed as the key to turning things around. Well, yeah, it's the only thing they've got coming.
Yeah, it needs to be amazing, because you're like... was it not sunsetting?
Yeah, I think it might have been the sunsetting.
Sunsetting of the weapons.
Yeah.
And it was like, are you fucking kidding me? In a looter shooter.
Yeah.
You're going to...
At least they didn't sunset the exotics. Could you imagine that?
Oh,
could you
God.
All that work that you've done to like get? Could you imagine? I can remember. Do you remember the Grass of Malak?
Yes.
Do you remember the grind that we had to do with our friends?
That grind was ridiculous.
Just so he could get it. Could you imagine if they sunset it?
Oh God!
After all that work,
I would have found Budgie's headquarters and burnt it to the ground myself.
Destiny overall. Part of the new PvP strike team was impacted by layoffs, which I'm not surprised. But significant
I'm surprised
progress.
They actually
have a team on PvP.
Yeah.
But significant progress has been made on the map pack already, and it should not be cancelled. Have heard player security teams were hit heavily as well. Oh, great! So hackers, yeah.
Great, the people that are there to stop hackers, which was a problem, and has been on and off quite badly at times.
No significant changes have been announced to staff for the longer-term future for Destiny 2 plans because of these layoffs and the delay yet. No one knows plans to reduce support for D2. Below old already planned levels. No new info about the long term or something like Destiny 3, which I did not get the sense it was really on the radar. Yep. Yeah, there's a rumor going around that like after the final shape we're going to be getting a Destiny 3, which I can kind of see why, but at the same time there's been no real...
Also...
Like, I don't know where this rumor has come from.
Yeah, this is completely out. It is out of the blue, but also, like, if they do... The problem is that they fucked up going from Destiny to Destiny 2 so badly with the Red War and the fact that they went, oh yeah, all that stuff you toiled for and grinded for, all that cool shit, you know, like doing Crota 20 times to get his random drop.
Yeah.
I only did it for people. I never did that raid for myself because I...
Yeah, you always got it.
And I got the bloody drop 3 times. I said to you, I wish I could trade. I really wish I could trade because I would give you and your friend the item. No, you could just give me a frigging blue gun for all I care. Like I will give, and it's like nope, no trades, not allowed. Not allowed.
In-game LGF has been tremendously, thank you, I fucking got there, difficult from a tech perspective, and reportedly was announced to the community before the devs themselves. It is far more complicated than players will understand, even if it seems like it's an obvious thing the game should have. It'll launch, but it's been a tough road. The LFG? Oh, that's the like group finder.
Yeah.
The new one. The thing that's coming with the final shape, basically.
Yeah.
It's something that's needed to be in the game for a while.
For a while, yeah, since Destiny 1. I can understand the reasoning where they say, oh, it's been hard. It's not as simple as just putting it in. I understand that. But Destiny's been going for how long now? And you've only just gotten around to...
Yeah, I know.
Like, this should really be... Because I remember my biggest complaints when Destiny first launched is that you're claiming this is an MMO.
Well, no, actually, they never claimed it was an MMO.
I know, but it was presented as like, oh yeah, this is a first-person shooter MMO. We have hundreds of people online all the time, blah blah blah. And it didn't have a group finder. I was like, what the? Are you?
Yeah.
Are you fucking insane?
But yeah, well, it's been an extraordinarily tough time for those that lost their jobs, clearly, but also for those who remain. Some in the studio believe players actively want them to fail at times with all the negativity, but I don't believe that's true. If the game delivers, it will recover, but the current situation is going to make the road ahead extremely difficult. If the goal is to reverse player retention and spending losses, to me it feels like pinning everything on the final shape is too many eggs in one basket. But we'll see. I have reached out to Bungie for comment and will update if I hear back. Yeah, there we go. So that's from Forbes.
Yeah. Look, no gamer... No fan of Destiny wants Destiny to fail.
Yeah, I just want a good game.
The problem is that certain parts of the AAA game industry sees any form of criticism as you want us to fail, you want us to not succeed, you want us to you're just an entitled gamer. And it's like, no, we see your decision, we see your choice that you've made in this game,
and we know exactly why you've done it,
because it doesn't benefit the game. For example, the items in the battle pass of Destiny 2, all the stuff behind the paywall, all the cool shit is behind the paywall. Why? Because you want to monetize people more than what they already are monetized, which is a ridiculous amount already. It's absolutely fucking stupid. People don't like being taken advantage of, and it does feel at times there's certain things in Destiny that they're being taken advantage for. To go to another game, Diablo 4, a lot of the changes for the first patch of the Diablo 4 were not to make the game better, but to force people to be in the game longer, not playing it, because they had no end content. So it's like, okay, so we're going to make them spend even longer in their menus, reading shit that they shouldn't have to read.
We'll make them we'll make them teleport for 4 seconds longer.
Teleportation to take 4 seconds longer. Have to manage their inventory even longer, because we're going to fill it up with even more shit that they don't want. Was it Malice Hearts or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
We're going to have them... that they're not going to realise that the actual end content is like paddling pool shallow. And that's what most fans get pissed off about, because it's like, you're doing this to make more money. You're not making the game better. When if you want to make more money, you just make the game better. You make decisions to make the game better, not to force people into spending longer on the game or paying more. Because if people are enjoying the game, do you know what they do? They spend money on the game. It's shocking, I know. What absolute madness is this? Just disappointment after disappointment at the moment.
It is.
And speaking of disappointment,
I do have my fingers crossed for the final shape.
I don't want it to fail. I mean, I've dropped off the Destiny bandwagon. I've fallen off before.
I will advocate to play Witch Queen. Like you just need to play Witch Queen. And you'll understand why.
Yeah, no.
Like I am.
I've fallen off the bandwagon, but I don't want the game to fail. I don't want the game, because people have put a lot of hard work into it. People who will not get the benefits of, if it does well, they'll get, or badly. If it goes badly, they'll get fired. If it goes well, they won't get any recognition, because they're the people that do the ones and zeros, the animations and all that sort of stuff. They're the people I don't want the game to fail because of them, because they're the ones that put all the time and effort and love into it and passion into it, trying to make the game as best as they possibly can. And it is annoying. It annoys the hell out of me that games like Destiny, Diablo, are held back by management's short-sighted, absolute asinine monetization-driven decisions. Because they don't have a fucking clue about the actual product and why people play their games. At least it does. At times it does feel like that.
Yeah.
I played Diablo 4 for its 20,000 different types of text to read. Yeah, no one plays Diablo 4 for that. No one plays a Diablo game for that. They play Diablo games for the looter.
I didn't like the Avengers because I leveled up too quick.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Yeah, I didn't like that game because I just leveled up too quick.
Clearly. And you wanted a battle pass per character.
Yeah, I definitely wanted a battle pass per character. Right.
And speaking of disappointments,
well, has anybody heard of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3? Has anybody heard about
what it should be really known as, Modern Warfare 2 DLC?
Yeah.
4-hour campaign.
4-hour campaign.
They are literally just
a weird open world thing that just doesn't work. Apparently,
yeah. It's not well designed because it's basically they've taken I think they've basically taking a bunch of sections from Verdansk, and turned them into levels, but haven't done anything really to
support the fact that it's not a battle royale open world game now.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. I should have realised that's what they were going to do, because the fucking opening the reveal trailer. It was the fucking it was the prison.
It was the prison.
It was the actual prison of Verdansk. I should have fucking realised that that's what it was. I did realise that what it was, but I should have realised that the entire story campaign.
Actually, you know what? After you know what the most annoying thing about Modern Warfare 3 is?
Yeah.
I haven't even bought it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Guess what's on my PlayStation?
Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah. So guess which I can't play?
Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah. I have to reinstall Modern Warfare 2.
Are you fucking kidding me? Because of Warzone?
Yeah. I've had to reinstall everything.
Are you...
It's basically wiped Modern Warfare 2 and put Modern Warfare 3 in there.
My God.
But I can't play Modern Warfare 3. So I've had to reinstall Warzone and I've had to reinstall Modern Warfare 2.
Are you... That's insane. That is insane. that is absolutely an absolute.
Not to mention, by the way, that Modern Warfare 3 is 286 gigabytes.
It does not justify the size. Like literally, it's a quarter of a terabyte. No, yeah, I'm sorry. Modern Warfare 3 cannot be a quarter of a terabyte large. What the fuck is it all the?
I like zombies as much as the next zombie fan, but just no, I'm not doing it. My friends can beg me as much as they want.
Here's the thing. The thing is like, one, they're charging full price for it for what is basically a DLC. We know it was originally meant to be a DLC because there's no platinum trophy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, and also the game had a really weird bug where it was telling you to insert the Modern Warfare 2 disc.
Yeah.
Not the Modern Warfare 3 disc. The Modern Warfare 2 disc. Oh my god! So there's that problem. The campaign is stupidly. It's the shortest campaign as far as I can remember for a Call of Duty game.
Mm-hmm.
The plot is fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And not in a stupid. Oh my god! It's so bad. It's hilarious.
It's just stupid. It's just annoying. It's just annoying.
The plot only works if everyone is fucking stupid. You know those plots that you really don't like?
Yeah.
Where, everyone has to be a fucking idiot for the plot to even have a semblance chance of actually working. For example, there's a mission where you're Farah and she's going to a plane crash because basically they've took a former member of her resistance fighters and made it look like she's suicide bombed the plane.
Yeah. It's
part of the plot, YouTube. Stop it.
Yeah, hold on. They open the door on the plane.
Right. So Makarov, who's back, he's on the plane with his men. Apparently the pilots are on board with this plan as well. This is the stupidest thing ever. And then ejects out of basically opens the passenger's door and jumps out with his parachutes, right?
Right.
So, the plane is blown up and crashes. Who do you think's first at the crash site?
Wouldn't be
it's crashed in Russia. Now, granted, Russia is a very, very large country and has an awful lot of open space with very little to fuck all in it. Right? However, this plane didn't crash into the middle of nowhere. It crashed into what was probably a village in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But still, it's a location that will be on a map, which means that they just correlate the radar contact to the map and go, it's here. Do you know who's first to the scene?
It's going to be our group, isn't it?
No, it's Makarov's group, which is called the Kony group.
Oh, right? The Kony group.
Kony group, yeah. Which are so similar to Wagner that it's literally not funny.
Does he criticise Putin by any chance?
I don't know. Basically, Makarov's whole plan is to start a war between
Russia
and the Americas.
Pretty much the same.
Which is the same as Modern War, the original Modern Warfare trilogy.
Yeah.
Except he didn't. It's that stupid. I literally trying to make
it sound intelligent.
Yeah.
It's hard.
No, that's an impossibility. But trying to make it so that it has a sort of logical sense is not possible. But anyway, first to the crash site is the Kony group. Second to the cross side is Farah.
And her group.
And her, well, just her and someone else. And is it Kelly? The one from Modern Warfare 1? Who you think is dead but isn't actually?
Yeah.
Him. Right? So those two. They get there. You end up... And the whole mission evolves around stopping the Kony group from framing her freedom fighters to the bombing, to the plane crash. Which some of it kind of makes sense, taking all the phones, how they survived an explosion up about 1,000 miles in the air, and then
what type of phones were they? Were they the Nokia brick ones? Because I'm pretty sure they could survive anything.
No. They were just your bog standard touchscreen. Because the guy got taking all the video footage. Blah blah blah. They then find the black box. Well, one of the black boxes, because most. Newsflash here, most modern planes have two. One for the voice recorder, one for all the...
We're going to have to play this campaign, you know.
No, don't do it.
Yeah, we're going to have to do this and just be like, this is wrong, this is wrong, and this is wrong. And
I would recommend, if there's live... Because I watched Bricky's live stream of him doing the campaign. So if there's footage, or if he has a live stream channel... Well, I know he has a Twitch, but what I mean is where he puts all his...
Yeah. I think it's Bricky 2?
Yeah, maybe. I probably recommend you watch that, because it makes... Fucking, the plot makes no sense. So, anyway, they find one of the black boxes. Right. And they wipe it.
Oh. Isn't that, like, detrimental to what they actually want, though? Because they want to prove that she didn't blow up the plane.
Yeah.
So they've wiped all the phones.
Yeah, which makes sense. Which makes sense because it's got footage of that person.
But the plane would have picked up the fact that the door was open.
Yeah.
At some point
prior to explosion. And they don't have random bodies in the middle of nowhere of someone being sucked out of a plane or jumping out of a plane.
Yeah.
So clearly someone with a parachute jumped down.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, well, there's this many bodies we've found, and this many people in the manifest, and there's a list of people missing. Where are these people? They're all from the same group. They all bought their tickets at the same time. Where are they? There's that plot point. The entire trilogy for this new Modern Warfare is basically not killing people who will turn out to be a bigger threat in later installments.
Yeah, I know.
And then the end of the ending apparently is absolutely...
Oh, dead spoilers. I just realised we've just been spoiling the story.
Put it this way, some of you will be glad we have. It's terrible. Like, this is a plot that does not deserve to be not spoiled, because it is it is stupid. It is so fucking bad. It makes no sense. It only works if everyone's dumb and stupid and absolutely has no common sense whatsoever, and also they take no point in what has previously happened with these people, because Shepard's back. The one who betrayed everyone in 2.
Yeah.
And blamed them for etc. He's back. And you don't kill him.
Okay.
Because he wants Makarov dead as well, apparently. They have a flashback mixing to the Verdansk Stadium, where Price had the chance, Soap had the chance to kill Makarov and didn't. And I'm just like,
did everybody just pick a day to not be a killer? Is that what
are
happened?
Are you fucking kidding me? This was the thing, they're Black Ops. They are a Black Ops team along the lines of, this didn't exist. You didn't exist. We shoot you, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter, because you didn't exist. You were not here for us to shoot you in the head. We were not here for us to shoot you in the head. Didn't happen. Your corpse will be buried somewhere and everything, but no, this didn't actually happen. None of this happened, even though it did, but it didn't. And they just don't They have people in situations where all they have to do is pull a gun out, shoot them, like half the problems of the entire fucking franchise solved in an instant, and they don't do any of it. It's just like, holy.
Do you remember when Call of Duty actually had? They used to like hire big name writers to write the Call of Duty games.
I know.
I mean, even if they weren't good, they were still at least competent.
The thing is, right, okay, so to put it into perspective on Modern Warfare levels, do you know in Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, where Price storms a Russian nuclear submarine on his own and launches a nuke into space to cause an EMP attack, right? Now, we know from other stories and documentaries and all that, in order to launch a nuke,
you need two.
You need two keys. And I'm pretty sure the way the Russians built their subs, they're not spaced. The keys aren't. You can't just like.
They're on either side of the room. You can't just like.
You can't just turn, and they have to be turned at the same time. So how the fuck did Price get to? How did he launch that? Right. That makes more sense than the plot of this game. It is so bad. It's not even funny. It is horrendously bad. And then of course, that's not the only problem.
Yeah.
Because even though there's a lot of like classic maps, there's nothing new. The amount of money they are charging for this game.
They basically for the pre-order, because with the pre-order you got like the I think a week early access.
Yeah.
To really what is just the campaign mode, because you can't do. I don't think you could do.
Zombies isn't.
Zombies isn't out yet. Isn't out till actual release, so you can't.
Warzone is free.
Warzone is free, everybody can play Warzone. So
and the multiplayer wasn't available. So it is literally just the campaign, and it's 4 hours. People have paid what $70 to $100 for 4 hours. $25 an hour.
No.
And it's
wait. Some skins where they have a skull on their mask. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You didn't think of that, did you?
And
don't forget that.
And and people probably would if the campaign was really good. I mean like Titanfall 2 levels of good. Because Titanfall 2 is amazing. The campaign is amazing. One of the best campaigns ever.
We've said this a number of times. Yes.
We have. If Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3's campaign was that level, people wouldn't. Maybe grumble that it's only 4 hours, but in the sense of, why is it only 4 hours? Give us more. Please give us more. This isn't that. This is... Wow. This is...
Thank fuck that's over. So glad it only lasted 4 hours.
Terrible.
Do you want to hear something that's not surprising at all?
No.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 developed in just 16 months.
Yeah, because it's DLC.
Under crunch and other such terrible things that we like to talk about.
Not a surprise. This is the company that EA is that Microsoft has bought. By the way, people, this is the company, and Microsoft is a hands-off.
Sources at Sledgehammer basically said that Modern Warfare 3 initially started as an expansion to last year's Modern Warfare 2, something that has been previously suggested.
Should have stayed that and been charged like £20.
Apparently, it was originally only meant to be basically it was going to be a 4 hour campaign thing.
Yeah.
But it was going to be set in like one area. It was going to be Mexico, somewhere in Mexico.
Right.
So you're going to have like 4 missions all in Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. Rather than the globe-spanning release the Call of Duty series is typically known for. Those familiar with the project said that this type of expansion would have been more obtainable to achieve successfully in the reduced time frame. However, the project was essentially rebooted during development to become a full Call of Duty release. This will be because of the Microsoft buying. That's why this will have happened.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Bobby Kotick.
It probably is Bobby Kotick.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Kotick has deliberately done it to torpedo the franchise. I would not be surprised if he's actually done it to actually like...
So, here's something that is actually quite interesting, right? In addition, employees at Sledgehammer Games said they did not want to work on Modern Warfare 3 following the release of Vanguard. Now, Vanguard was the last Sledgehammer game.
Yeah,
It did not do very well.
No, because it wasn't
was
good.
terrible.
It had the worst ever zombies mode. The campaign was meh.
The studio itself and the developers pitched a new Call of Duty game set in the world of Advanced Warfare.
Ah, a new Advanced Warfare.
Codenamed Anvil. However, before this idea could really get off the ground, the team was informed it would instead be working on Modern Warfare 3. During the development of Modern Warfare 3, staff were said to have been left frustrated by the need to run their content by executives from Infinity Ward, another Call of Duty developer. Sledgehammer Games employees said that they had to deal with inefficiencies, waiting on feedback, and making significant and sometimes unwanted changes based on directives from above.
Okay, so in other words, right? Activision wanted...
They wanted... Basically, Activision wanted Sledgehammer to make an Infinity Ward game.
Yeah.
That's what happened here.
In which I go, well, just give it to fucking Infinity Ward then.
To be honest with you, you should have just left Infinity Ward to work on the Modern Warfare franchise.
Yeah,
that's what the original thing was anyway.
This is the thing, right? Because it was Treyarch that
Treyarch did the Black Ops series.
Yeah, I know, but no. Right. So, Sledgehammer did this one. Treyarch did the last one.
Yeah.
The Modern Warfare 2, I think. I'm pretty sure it was.
No, the Treyarch's last one was the Cold War.
Yeah, no, but we've had...
Yeah, Infinity Ward released
Modern Warfare 2. Right, okay. Oh, yeah, because it was in Modern Warfare, then Cold War, then Vanguard.
I think so, yeah.
Then
there's that many Call of Duty games now. Just
I know.
Trying to figure out which one came out
then
when.
we had Modern Warfare 2.
Now we've had Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm pretty sure... Anyway. And... I'm literally like, wait, if you're going to basically tell Sledgehammer to make a Modern Warfare 3, and then basically say, oh, by the way, you have to run everything through Treyarch, through Infinity Ward.
Why not just give it to Infinity Ward?
Just give it to the fucking Infinity Ward and let them release Modern Warfare 3 next year.
Yeah.
Or the year after.
Yeah.
And let Sledgehammer
make the advance... Because actually, if you think about it, it actually makes sense. If you've got... So you've got Infinity Ward making the Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah.
You've got Treyarch making Black Ops.
Yeah.
And then you've got Sledgehammer making Advanced. There you go. You've got your 3 series, and you've got a game a year.
Yeah, but no.
But no. Why would you think like that?
Vanguard.
Vanguard was that bad, yeah.
Vanguard was freaking awful.
Even though we know what happened with Vanguard, it was all management and fucking...
Yeah, and again, Modern Warfare 3, it's all management and fucking 18 months. They've gone back into doing the bullshit 1 year cycle. 16 months. They've gone back into the whole bullshit of like, oh yeah, we've got to release a Modern Warfare game. We've got to release a Call of Duty every year. We've got to release a Call of Duty every year. We've got to release a Call of Duty every year. You know, and the game quality in every game gets worse and worse and worse because, you know, and they've, you know, you thought they were going, oh, well, you know, they've got 3 studios working on Call of Duty. One, they have their own take on it. And while I understand the move to a single game engine, because
it just makes
Warzone. Well, no, because Warzone.
Because Warzone, yeah.
Because they have to have it all linking with Warzone, so it has to be in the same game engine. Makes it that kind of makes sense. It's bullshit, but still, the Vanguard, like, it seemed to be working to an acceptable level in regards to, like, you know, World War II, which was Sledgehammer's first Call of Duty game. It wasn't great, but it was okay. It was okay for a first attempt. And then they came out with Vanguard. And you have, it's just like, and then they tell blooming Sledgehammer, you've got 16 months?
Yeah, pretty much.
For a series where the game,
the thing is,
they keep saying, like, oh, it takes longer and longer to make these games.
I would like to know when exactly they were told that the stuff they were working on was going to be Modern Warfare 3. Because I get the feeling that
16 months ago they were told it was DLC.
Yeah, I get the feeling that maybe not even that, maybe like 8 months ago. Because you're going to think it wasn't that long ago when Modern Warfare 3 was announced.
Do you know what? I think they were told the day of the announcement. This is what you're working on, guys.
This is the stuff. Like, I've got a feeling they were doing the DLC. They were making, and then they saw the down. They did that whole play trailer.
Yeah.
That we saw at
Was it the Game Awards?
E3?
It was either E3 or the Game Awards.
It was one of them. E3.
Yeah.
But I know it wasn't that long ago. So they were like, wait, they're saying that's Modern Warfare 3, but we're working on DLC for Modern, and that's our stuff.
We're working on a DLC.
What the fuck?
We're working on a DLC. We're working on a DLC. What the hell?
Because by the looks of things, it does. If you look at it, like it does look like each, like so, the campaign looks like a DLC.
Yeah.
Zombies is clearly a DLC.
Yeah.
And most likely the multiplayer maps.
The multiplayer maps are DLC.
Are DLC. Like everything looks like different bits of DLC, like just put into one big pack.
Yeah.
And then they just slapped Modern Warfare 3 on it.
And then Activision Blizzard have decided, no, we're going to put this is going to be Modern Warfare 3. And this is, do you know what? This is the worst time to have for Microsoft. This is the worst time to have the reason you bought the company to have its reputation literally fucked over.
Again.
And Microsoft are going to have... Do you know what? Microsoft are going to have to stop being hands off, especially with Activision Blizzard. They're going to have to get their hands in.
Well, they're not going to be.
I know they're not going to. But if they really, really, really actually care about the gamers, they need to actually get into that company and rip out the fucking cancerous bullshit core that is in that company. They need to, like you say, they need to go in with fucking flamethrowers and just burn it out, because that, Activision Blizzard, Blizzard is a shell of its former self. It is an absolute shell. You just have to look at the fact that Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are just shop fronts. That's all they are. And then there's, we're going to talk about BlizzCon in a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be our end, but it's
potential. There is potential.
It's not. We're not getting.
There is potential to be hope, but
the bat isn't coming out. It's
no, the bat isn't coming out. And there is positives. For example, Bobby Kotick will leave the company on the 1st of January. This is great news. This is amazing news. Is he the only one that should be leaving? No. There's a few people that need to be leaving that company. But it's a good start. But this just proves this launch just proves how bad Activision Blizzard is as a company. And I do worry that Microsoft did this acquisition and just solely looked at Call of Duty and potentially Blizzard as in WoW and Overwatch and all that, and not actually paid attention to the inner workings and what was going on. Because during this whole acquisitional stuff, we've had the stuff come out with Overwatch 2, Diablo 4, the working conditions, the abuse, the poor working conditions, the crunch, and everything else that's been involved in that company. And it is literally it needs a lot of work, and I'm worried Microsoft aren't in it to do the hard work to get that company back to where it should be.
But we'll move on.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about BlizzCon. I was going to talk about the AI thing, but I just want to...
Also, Microsoft have, just a little FYI, Microsoft have announced they're collabing with an AI for gaming, and I'm like, yeah, this is
They have received backlash from it, but it's not going to change anything.
No. The only time it will change anything is when there's massive backlash to a absolutely fucking awful game that gets released. Which I wouldn't be surprised if it's Fable.
Yeah. Oh, bless. Anyway, shall we talk about BlizzCon?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Because actually we have it's positive for once.
It's positive. So, we have... there was a few announcements. Number one, we'll talk... This is the one that I'm most interested in, because I am a fan of Diablo, even though Diablo 4 stabbed me in the heart, but that's fine. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm not crying. You're crying. What are you on about?
You're not... You don't have you don't have an issue, do you?
I don't have an issue with it. You have an issue with it. Give it God. But
Diablo 4 you just have to hold out till Path of Exile 2 comes out.
Yeah, I do. Diablo 4's first expansion will be called Vassal of Hatred. And it's basically not much is known other than what they showed of like a level reveal trailer thing. But what we do know is it's going to be taking place in one of the Diablo 2 regions known as Nahatu. And it will concern the fate of Mephisto and his planes of Sanctuary. For Sanctuary, sorry.
Yeah. So, cool. That'll be interesting.
Hopefully. I'm not putting much stock into it because, well, I generally thought the whole thing with Lilith and Inarius was going to be interesting. Not so much.
Yeah, but also the game has issues. I think like single expansion. Like, that needs... They need to really have a full-on 180 on the way they structure their gameplay loop.
After that, we got the World of Warcraft, the World Soul Saga announcement, which sounds actually very good.
Yeah,
like
so
the fact that they're generally trying something new.
Yeah,
is a positive.
They've rehired one of the OG lead developers. I can't remember his name, and he came out, and out of everyone that was presenting at BlizzCon, he was probably the only person that I actually felt a genuine this guy actually loves what he's doing. Yeah, he's not reading a teleprompter. He is literally he may have a bullet points of these are the things I need to talk about. But it was clear. It felt like he was ad-libbing a lot of stuff. Yeah, he knew what it was like to be a player in WoW, with some of the stuff he was coming out with, and there's going to be a major change in the way expansions are done. Yeah, they're going to be one a year now.
Well, at least for the next 3 years.
For the next 3 years, because and also the 3 next expansions are all one overarching plot, which might be a very good thing because the one thing I've heard a lot about criticism with WoW is the next expansion is basically this big bad, and this big bad gets defeated. It's I'm not actually the big bad. I'm preparing you for the even bigger badder.
I'm really the good guy who's trying to save you from the bad guy. Who's not him. But actually, he's not the bad guy either, because he is also trying to save you from the bad guy who is over there. And no, they're not the bad guy either, because they're actually trying to save you from the even bigger bad guy.
And it's
I'm sorry, are we in Dragon Ball Z all of a sudden? It's just have we reached the level of we can no longer power level anymore because it's just gotten ridiculous?
Yeah. So the plot is going to be arcing over these 3 expansions, and it's going to deal with certain things that have been mentioned or introduced in the previous expansions that then just get ignored.
Yeah, like the giant sword.
For example, the giant sword in the world. Which was mentioned as a potential slightly important plot point in the battle of
Azeroth.
Battle for Azeroth. And when I say slight plot point, it was mentioned that there's materials they're taking and they're fighting over materials. That's it. And I'm it's a fucking giant demonic sword of corruption.
That's bad for the planet.
That's been plunged into the... First things first, right? The environmental fucking catastrophe just caused by this thing being plunged into the planet. Surely that would have been something to deal with. And so it's good. It seems like the fan base are happy. However, the tone I got from the entire con was a little bit reserved. It's okay, some of the stuff
I feel like it's the fool me once, shame on me sort of thing.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I'm gonna be like, I like what I see, but
especially
I'm not.
after the last 2 games that they hyped up and fans just went nuts for were Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4, and we now know how those 2 turned out.
Yeah.
The shops. So it was very this guy though, he got the crowd riled up because you could tell he was like invested. Like he wasn't just like I say, just one. It didn't feel like he was reading from a teleprompter, which a lot of the others did feel, and it has been from BlizzCon for quite a few years. That it feels very like corporate. And it's like that's.
Oh no! Come on, you can't say that. Like, don't you guys have a mobile?
don't you guys have phones?
Oh my god!
I feel, in a sense, I feel sorry for him because you.
No, not that common. I felt sorry for him at first because it's like you've been made to go out and tell all these people about this, and then he said that, and I went, you know what? No, I don't feel bad for you now. If you're stupid enough to say that to a room full of PC players expecting the next Diablo to be announced to be a big PC game, and then you've come out and
said it's mobile, and it's only
and then you go to them and say, "What? Don't you guys have phones?" You know, you deserve every criticism that you get, my friend.
Yeah.
If you can't read the room, you deserve it.
So there's WoW. WoW Classic is getting Cataclysm, and which is a bit weird for me because I'm like, I remember when the demand for WoW Classic to be introduced, and there was like the vanilla WoW servers that were like basically like mods.
Yeah.
I remember the demand for WoW Classic was basically we want shit to be back before Cataclysm. We don't want Cataclysm and beyond.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, what the hell are you? Why? Like, at what point will WoW Classic not be WoW Classic?
I think it's not WoW Classic anymore.
Because we're going beyond,
Because once you get the Cataclysm, that's when it kind of changes everything.
Yeah, like they changed the map and everything.
So it's no longer WoW Classic.
Yeah. To which then you go, well, aren't you just going to start having people demand to go back in?
WoW Classic Plus!
It's just stupid. Oh, it's like you need to. WoW Classic needs to get to a point and stop.
It should end with the
Wrath of the Lich King.
The Lich King. That's where it should end, because that's a very good ending, like story point.
Yeah.
For the original story of just Warcraft 3.
Yeah, because Yeah.
Because it ends. What's his name? Basically, the Lich King. It ends his story.
Yeah.
And it ends a number of other characters' stories. So like, just end it there and just be like, yeah, this is it. All we're gonna do now is just because like they're paying subscription. Like, and I'm sorry, a lot of the people who play WoW Classic will know that. Yeah, by the way, once you get to the Lich King, that's it.
That's it.
That's classic, because to them that is
WoW Classic.
WoW Classic. Like, if they don't understand that, then why are they there?
I know. I just don't understand. Especially now that they've like introduced like hardcore modes into WoW Classic, where if your character dies, it dies for real. Like, it doesn't revive. It's like you have to go back and make another character and start again, which is like, that's cool concept like that, because it adds extra length to it, because you eventually start, eventually your character will die and you have to start all over again. And your people who do that will want to get to the end. It's like, I want to get my hardcore character to the end, to beat the final.
To beat the Lich King.
To beat the Lich King.
And then, do you want to know something? Do you know what will happen once they actually do that? They'll do it again.
Yeah, they'll make a new character. They'll make a new character.
Because they'll be like, well, I did it with the Knight. Can I do it with the Sorcerer?
Yeah, I've done it with the Cleric, so let's do it with the Warlock.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I don't understand. That was my one worry with WoW Classic when they started introducing the expansions. It's like, okay, where are you gonna stop? And my worry now is I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to stop, and that's weird. Like,
because like wasn't WoW Classic the reason why you could, like, basically you went into WoW Classic to play the original story?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you didn't
like and have all like the lands that they were
Yeah.
before Cataclysm.
before Cataclysm. It's like what is the point?
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this now? What is the point? You can easily use WoW Classic as a way to get into World of Warcraft.
Yes.
I'm hoping you can still play Cataclysm on World of Warcraft. I have no idea.
I don't think you can.
Oh, okay. I
don't know.
That's why Cataclysm being brought in. Because if you can't play Cataclysm on normal WoW, then yeah.
But then the problem is again is like if Cataclysm.
Look, I'm not saying it makes any sense. I'm just saying it's Blizzard. The Blizzard are like, well, they can't play Cataclysm anymore, so let's put it into WoW Classic. No, you morons. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Don't do this. Don't be silly. Stop it. You're hurting yourself and other people around. Now that's all you're doing. You are literally doing the one thing that people didn't want you to do in the first place. So just stop.
Stop it. Get
some help. Blizzard will be that company that will be like, yes, I'm going to sell. We've made millions and millions of dollars by selling this game. I will now ruin my life by chopping my arms off for no apparent reason.
Or we will take the game that you love, take everything. Here's a survey. What do you like about this game? Okay, everything they put positive, get rid of it.
Everything that they like, scrap it. It's clearly not worth
it. They announced a new. There was a new game announced, which I think is for mobile.
It's a mobile game. It is Warcraft Rumble,
which will be a battle royale.
Yeah, basically. No, actually, I think it's a
brawler.
I think it's like a
MOBA.
Like that Pokemon game.
Oh, that one.
I think that's what it's like. I have no idea. I have no intention of having a look at it. We got to see the new hero, which is
Overwatch 2.
They've made a big deal out of him being the first Samoan hero. I mean, he looks cool.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of him. He does look cool, and also he has double.
My worry is that they basically took his design from Moana. That's literally what he looks like.
Yeah, he looks like Maui.
Yeah, this is just maybe give Maui some more tattoos.
Give him more muscles.
And make him a little bit bigger, and there you go. That's him. I don't need to explain anymore.
He has
he has twin Gatling guns though. Which let's be honest, that's cool.
I know.
Does this make me want to re-download Overwatch 2 though?
No,
it does not.
No, because again, that's just a shop.
Yeah. We got Hearthstone's next major expansion has been announced, so that's good news for you because that means more cards you cannot get.
Yep. Also known as spend a few $100s in order to be competent at this because we're going to overpower the shit out of these new cards. And your builds won't work because we'll half those cards that you're using on build are now no longer valid.
And probably after that, most likely this was during the Glass Cannon thing, which is their sort of like, you know how like E3 you get the E3 presentation and then afterwards you get a lot of things where they're talking to developers.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. They announced that there is going to be a Diablo tabletop role-playing game.
Which is cool.
Will be launched via a pre-order campaign on Kickstarter.
I mean, that's gotta hit its target anyway.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I would love to do something like that.
It is. I love hearing certain things getting made into tabletop.
I'm actually I like the fact that like a lot of companies now are looking at tabletop role-playing games. Like look at Dark Souls.
Yes.
Because that recently came out. I think it's out now.
Yeah. There's Yeah, I would recommend anyone who likes sci-fi and especially the Alien series. The Alien RPG, tabletop RPG, is really good.
I like that we're getting more of these instead of just being stuck with Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder.
Yeah,
really. I know there was other ones like Call of Cthulhu and that, but let's be honest, when you think of tabletop role-playing games, you think Dungeons and Dragons and maybe Pathfinder.
Yeah. It is annoying, especially for streamers, especially those that do tabletop but don't do Dungeons and Dragons, because especially for streamers, they have to put Dungeons and Dragons, otherwise no one comes in.
Yeah, no one understands.
And it's like, just like, get the message out that it's tabletop RPGs are not just Dungeons and Dragons, and that's just the most popular one.
And I don't
also, you know, some of the fan bases, especially for Pathfinder, stop coming around like you're Mormons and going, "Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Pathfinder?
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior?"
Anytime someone goes, "I'm a bit tired of Dungeons and Dragons,"
just all of a sudden Jehovah's Witness shows up with Pathfinder in hand
yeah.
as the Bible.
There's a streamer I watch, and she's mostly Dungeons and Dragons, and obviously with what happened at the beginning of the year with WotC, she was like, I'm gonna have to find something else. And then the Pathfinder fans just came out of the woodwork.
They are mental. Like, when I was looking at tabletop role playing, and I was looking at Pathfinder, and literally not even, I think, like, I glanced at it in the shop, and like 2 seconds later the guy comes over and he's like, "Oh, I see you're looking at Pathfinder there." No.
The only time I've ever had that experience is when I'm in Games Workshop.
Yeah.
And that's an expected experience in Games Workshop, because it always happens. It's almost like their pay is not on selling stuff, but on how many people do they greet and go, what are you looking for?
Yeah, how you doing there?
How
you doing all right there? Have you got everything you're looking for? I'm just
what
looking.
Army are you collecting?
What army are you collecting? I'm just looking at the moment. Are you sure? Do you not need any paint? Do you need some paint there? I'm just looking, mate. What about codexes? Would you like some codexes? I'm just looking, mate. How about the books? Would you like some books? Blackside Library. They're really good. How about I'm just looking, mate. Can you just calm the fuck down? Back off. It's really weird because, like, you go into some stores and literally the staff just run away from you. Yeah. Like, you go to Waterstones. Waterstones is the worst for it. You go to Waterstones and you need a book. Can you find any staff to help you find this book in a giant library of books? And you're just like, this is going to take me all day to find. Where's staff?
You find one person who's at the till and there's a queue.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I can't ask them.
They seem a bit busy.
They're a bit busy. They're a bit occupied.
Oh. Yeah, you take 2 steps into Games Workshop, it's like there's like 4 of them around you. Like, oh my god!
Can I just look at your models? I'm just, you know, I once said, it's like, I don't have any money. I get paid monthly, so I don't have anything. I am just looking to see what is available.
I lie now. I straight up lie. I just go in and say, right, I'm budgeting, so I'm looking around and I'm getting prices.
Yeah.
So I know how much I'm spending.
Yeah.
So, and then they kind of just leave me alone.
Yeah.
After I do that, because they realise I'm not going to do anything. But oh my god! Like when I bought the, because I just recently bought the Norm Emissary, which I'm very, very happy that I got. Holy shit! Like on me. Like that. I literally just reached. I hadn't touched it or anything. I just reached. I see you buying the Norm Emissary there. It's really good, don't you? It looks really cool, doesn't it? Yes.
Yes, that's why I'm buying it.
Please leave me alone. Go away. Do you need the Codex? I'm buying the Norm Emissary. Do you honestly think I don't have the Codex? Or anything that's like a Codex to do with the Tyranids? Would you like these data cards? Go away!
My response would be, I know where I can get the PDFs for them. Don't worry, I'm fine.
I'm good.
It's called the Games Workshop website. It's like if I could not work there, because there's no way in hell I could do some of this. Like, for example, do you want these data cards? Because I'd be like, well, I could give you I could show you these data cards, or I could tell you to go to the website. You can just print them off yourself, mate.
I would. Well, number one, I couldn't work at Games Workshop anyway, because most of the time they have one person per shop.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are solely looking after a shop. I'm like,
yeah,
no, I'm not doing that. And secondly, like, I would not be able to do that. Like, I'm not somebody who can just go up to people and be like, would you like to buy this today? I'm just sort of somebody like, oh, you're buying that today? That's great.
Yeah.
There you go. That would be 50 quid.
Yeah, your ability to sell stuff is about knowledge of, like, product
yeah.
knowledge. Or like, oh, you need something for this. Well, you could get this, or the cheap option is this. I wouldn't recommend it because it breaks, but these do work, etc. That's the way you sell. While Games Workshop is literally like Golden Retriever.
Just hound them until they die.
It is literally Golden Retriever of like, customer!
Yeah. Oh my god! I would not be surprised if Doug from Up shows up one day and is just there.
Hello.
To which, if that's the case, I would totally go to that. That would be my Games Workshop.
Yes,
I would go there. It doesn't matter where it is.
It's a talking dog.
It's down in London. Yes, I am. That will be my local Games Workshop. I'm going. I mean, I wouldn't buy anything. I'd just go to see.
Don't you live in
Dog and Dog?
Where is your local Games Workshop? London. Wait, don't you live at John O'Groats? Yes. How's that your local? It has a talking dog. Well, that makes sense then.
It is well worth the drive.
Yes, that seems to be a justifiable decision. Anyway, back to
BlizzCon. After that, once this sorts itself out, because it's... There we go. This tablet. Bless it. It's on its last legs. Bless it. Phil Spencer also makes a surprise appearance at BlizzCon 2023.
Oh, yeah, like he was
I don't understand how people are like, wow, this is... What a surprise.
Phil Spencer showing up. I didn't expect that.
You didn't expect the representative of Microsoft to show up at the company that they just bought for $69 billion at their big reveal thing. You didn't expect that? How is that a surprise? I could have foreseen it happening 2 years ago.
I would have been surprised if he didn't show up.
Yeah, I would have been like, well, clearly they have no faith in Blizzard.
I mean, considering Blizzard's latest output, I wouldn't be confident in their abilities either. Anyway, so yeah, there's some positives for...
I do like the fact that, right, so in Phil Spencer's speech, he basically goes like, he talks about how Diablo propelled the action RPG genre forward. Maybe not the action RPG, but I think what he means is the isometric.
The isometric looter... The isometric looter
the style of game that Diablo is.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. But then he goes... StarCraft spawned the foundation of what esports would eventually become. Dead.
In Korea.
Dead.
Yeah.
The esports scene is pretty much dead now.
Activision killed their own esports scene.
Yeah. I love it. I just love that. StarCraft. Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
That's the only thing that was ever mentioned. The StarCraft fan base goes, so you're going to actually do anything? No?
No.
No? Nothing for us?
Well, oh well. Tough.
I know why though, because if they shine a light on StarCraft 2, right, people would again start making the point that the thing that makes the most money for you in StarCraft 2, it's not the rank, it's not the PvP, it's your co-op.
Yeah.
The thing you cancelled for Overwatch 2, which is the reason Overwatch 2 exists.
Mm-hmm.
That thing you cancelled.
And then
can you imagine how much money? Can you imagine how much money you'd be making if you actually had an actual proper PvE co-op campaign, an actual proper one, not the bullshit you release, the slop that you release. that is used, that can be used and played in about an hour.
Oh well.
But no, there is some positives. Like
there's a lot of positives.
The change in direction for WoW, I would probably say was needed. It is something to actually potentially look forward to.
Yeah, there's a fingers crossed for Diablo, because hopefully it can go the way.
It needs more.
What I'm saying is like hopefully it can go the way that Diablo 3 went.
I would love to say that. However, Diablo 3's major problems were the
Oh
market.
Yeah, I know this. No, what I'm saying is like if there's a company that can fix this, you would think it's Blizzard.
The problem is
I'm saying you would think it's Blizzard. I don't. Do I think that it's going to change the way Diablo 4 works? No. Am I hopeful that it does? Yes. I would like something that would make me want to play Diablo 4. Yeah. Over Diablo 3.
Yeah. Especially with Path of Exile coming around the corner, and that's going to be free to play.
Yeah.
And everything Diablo 4 does at the moment, Path of Exile 2 looks like it will be doing it better.
Yeah.
Now, granted, early days, Path of Exile 2 could launch and be an absolute, could fall flat on its face, crash through the floor, and end up.
I would love to be able to. Well, you got to count. You got to be careful. But like, Path of Exile is looking the way Elden Ring did.
Yeah. Before
release. And it was just like, yeah, this game's going to make gangbusters, and that's what
the developers for Path of Exile 2 also are like. It does feel like they are like on the ball with like, look, we need to make sure that this is the best possible product when it goes to launch, because if we fuck up,
we're fucked.
We're fucked. But in a sense of like and also, there's probably a lot of people in that development team for Path of Exile 2 going, this is the perfect opportunity for us to basically just... If they hit the ground running, they potentially could just just completely just destroy Diablo, and people just flock to them. Because, again, like the latest season that came out, the vampire one...
Yeah. Season of Blood.
I'll be honest. Has anyone been talking about it?
I suppose it's better than what they were talking about the first season.
True. But then that was a very low bar.
That was a very low bar.
Like the Mariana Trench, it potentially could have been touching the bottom of the Mariana Trench. That's how low that bar was.
And they don't have James Cameron to lift it.
No.
Yeah.
We're
going back into negativity.
There is positives.
There are positives for WoW. There are confusing things for WoW Classic. Overwatch, I would say, is getting more positive stuff now, but it's still not going to make me go back. Hearthstone is just a piece of shit, and always will be. Always has been and always will be. I'm sorry to Hearthstone players. I'm sorry, but you play a shit game. It's just that simple. It's an awful, awful game that makes you spend money on Ultimate Team. That's what you are. You are Blizzard's equivalent to Ultimate Team. That's what you are.
I used to be.
Whether you like it or not.
The thing is, I used to be able to defend against that argument in the whole thing of, well, no, actually, the card, once you buy the cards, they are yours, and technically still, but they do have now the seasonal thing where a pack now becomes not usable in regular. It has to go into wild, and even then, like, they've done some bullshit as well, and they've also split off the whole auto battler, so you can't earn gold. And it's just like,
you're just the Ultimate Team players. You're Blizzard's Ultimate Team players.
There is no justification. There is no defending. There is no defending.
You are just Ultimate Team players. That's all you are. And when one day you will realise it. Unfortunately, today is not that day.
No.
For Frodo. I still love that scene. I love that scene. It's my favourite scene in all of Lord of the Rings. For one thing only, right? He turns around to Merry and Pippin and that. Like the characters that we all know and love, right?
Yeah, the Fellowship.
And he goes, for Frodo. And everyone's like, yeah, for Frodo. And I just feel like everybody else in that scene is like, who the fuck is Frodo? Like just some random Rohan guy is like, who's Frodo?
I think it's the way it's supposed to be that they don't hear it.
Yeah, I know. But, like, if you think about it, like, because obviously where Aragorn is and where everybody else is, especially Merry and Pippin, who are in the middle of the fucking group, right? They're not, like, right at the front. So he's turned around and said, for Frodo, and everybody's like, for Frodo? For Frodo!
Yeah.
I love that scene. I love the idea that a man of Gondor and a man of Rohan have looked at each other and gone.
Yeah, but the thing is also, the only way this works, also, I know we're going on a massive tangent, but
we're at the end now.
We're wrapping up now. So we're going to go off on a massive tangent, it's fine. And also it's Lord of the Rings. Anything justifies talking about Lord of the Rings. The thing is that all those people are basically know they're going to go to die.
Yeah. Right?
So they must know that they're doing it to draw out the army. So Frodo. So in other words, everyone there must know.
Yeah.
That they're there. They may not know the name, but they know, like, look, we've got someone that is trying to destroy the One Ring. They are currently.
Look, all I'm saying is like I like the idea that a man of Gondor is stood next to a man of Rohan, and they both look at each other and go, "Who the fuck is Frodo?"
I guarantee. Yeah. So it is a random.
And I do think, I also like the idea that because Merry and Pippin are the first ones to start running.
Yeah.
Right. So they're running, and everybody else. I like the idea that everybody they're literally so far ahead of the group, basically because everybody's like, "Who the fuck is Frodo?" And then the two halflings are running like, "Oh shit, let's go!"
No, I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what. Like, so you have Merry and Pippin, and they're going like, "Who the fuck?" And then one guy goes, Are we letting the halflings get into battle before us? Nah, that ain't happening.
That's not happening here.
That's not happening here. A dwarf? Fine. Dwarfs are fighters. But a halfling? Nah. Me mum would never let me live it down.
But anyway, on that note, we shall end there.
Yeah.
I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.